Over 1.5 million signatures have been gathered in Northern East Syria as part of the global campaign to delist the Kurdish Workers' Party as a terror organization, a member of the coordinating committee has said. Farzand Munzur, a member of the Freedom for Öcalan initiative, said that the region has seen extremely high levels of participation to campaign, which started with the participation of over 1,000 intellectuals and public figures from over 30 countries. The global campaign aims to gather 4 million signatures as a way of highlighting what organizers describe as the hypocrisy of PKK being included on terror lists.
بویا اوای دیدن راستی جی ناوی پارتیا کرکری کردستانی د لیستا ترور دا ظلمکا نحقیکا بتیبت یعنی امکارن بیجن بدوان سالین داویدا گل ام بیجن پارتیا کرکری کردستانی بشتی گود ام بیجن در کتنا داعش 2014 هم لعراق هم لسوری ام بیجن رولکی مزن لیست شکاننا ویدا شکاننا وید.
Mr. Moser also highlighted the PKK's recent exoneration in the slaying of Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme and a change in European attitudes toward the party typified the Belgian Supreme Court's recent decision that the PKK couldn't be considered a terror organization. Turkey benefits from the PKK being de facto included on terror lists across the West, though no European court has ever found that the PKK should be included on their domestic terror lists. Critics say the PKK is only included on terror lists at Turkey's behest to stifle legitimate debate or any attempt toward a resolution of the crisis in Turkey. Mr. Moser went on to highlight the multi-ethnic nature of the signature campaign in North and East Syria.
يعني ام جاردي ام وك يعني انسياتيفا ازاديا يعني ام بيجن اف جبونا نافي بيكيك جليسا تروري دركمي يعني هم او كسين جو راسي جي خدوا قوميتا دا قرتن يعني ام وانا يعني سباز ذكن وحرمتي خو نشاندن وهركس يعني هركس يقو همزه خو ابدي.
This demonstration of solidarity between the diverse communities in Nes was a source of great pride and joy, he added. Hundreds of thousands of residents of Arab cities like Manbij, Raqqa and Tabqa have signed the campaign, along with over 1 million residents of the majority Kurdish Jazire and Hasaka region combined. Outreach efforts are expected to continue in North and East Syria and elsewhere as campaigners aim to collect millions of signatures across the globe. Television cameras have returned to the Syrian town of the Baghouz 3 years on from ISIS' final defeat as a territorial force to capture reconstruction effort ongoing following the immense destructive military campaign in the region. Baghouz is located in Deir ez-Zor, one of the 7 devolved regions which together make up the autonomous administration of the North and East Syria and the site of the ISIS final defeat in a siege broadcast around the world. As ISIS retreated through the battle-torn region in 2018 and 2019, they staged a scorched earth policy, destroying water pumps, poisoning wells, and destroying anything that might support the local population or the advancing Syrian democratic forces. At the same time, the US-led international coalition to defeat ISIS hit the region with heavy airstrikes, contributing to an estimated 75% destruction of the local infrastructure. But a local civil assembly was soon formed, working to both to rebuild physical infrastructure and to establish political consensus, civil social organization and service provision to the local population. 48,000 cubic meters of rubble was removed from the town, along with the hundreds of corpses, local officials say. The city road has been repaved to lengths of 8 kilometers, a health center has been opened, and 4 out of the 24 schools totally or partially destroyed in combat have been restored. Water pumps are being brought back online. and new irrigation programs are underway in the surrounding countryside. Following its liberation, thanks to the cooperation of the people and the local sheikhs with the SDF, security and stability was ensured in Baghouz, said the president of the local branch of the Syrian Future Party, Mohammed al-Zayed. As well as opening the doors to light for our freedom-loving people, this has been blow to those states that support the jihadists. But engineers trying to rebuild and improve the region's services and infrastructure face particular challenge as the ANS employees, teachers, and anyone seen as working with the local democratic institutions. The region is still plagued by a violent ISIS insurgency despite the terror group defeat, resulting in frequent armed attacks and assassinations. As such, the local security forces remain vigilant and continue to conduct sweeping operations in which they are reliant on the cooperation of the local population, said Ezam Mohammed of the Asayish Internal Security Forces. A ceremony was also held in the Major SDF base at the Hammar oilfield to mark ISIS' defeat as a territorial force, 3 years on from the official end of the war against ISIS on 23 March of 2019. The event in the Deir ez-Zor countryside was held at the Major SDF headquarters during the final campaign against ISIS, which is now a military academy for local youths. SDF commanders and the fighters, members of the local Deir ez-Zor military council, and local dignitaries and tribal leaders all attended the event. The Syrian Democratic Forces waged a half-of-decade-long campaign against the terror organization, beginning with the famous siege of the Kobane in 2014, which marked the first defeat of ISIS. Together with their partners in the US-led coalition, the SDF were finally able to announce ISIS eradication following the completion of a grueling campaign in the Deir ez-Zor countryside as members of terror group fought to death. An estimated 11,000 SDF fighters were killed in the campaign, and many more suffered life-changing injuries along with many civilians. The region still faces a major ISIS insurgency, as typified by the January 2022 uprising that saw hundreds of the ISIS members attempt to break out of prison in Hasaka. Turkish shelling has once again struck Shehba, the IDP-populated exclave of Northern East Syria, which suffers daily attack by the Turkish armed forces and their proxy militias. Shehba habits the Turkish-occupied Afrin region. Turkey shelled Nas nearly 20,000 times in 2021 alone, the Syrian Democratic Forces have reported, in violation of a supposed ceasefire. In the latest attack, Turkey targeted the major population center Tel Rifat with at least 5 shells landing as the fire continued into evening of 23 March. The region is home to tens of thousands of Kurdish refugees who fled Turkey's 2018 invasion and occupation of the Afrin region, killing hundreds and displacing around 200,000 Kurdish IDPs.
وان حبس و زندان ده وای بندست اش برواد پشتیوه که وش خطا دی نهروز یا ما ام یا خوشی که اباز دست یا وان از وارد که نزم چه بیجی خودتا از آگره هر چهار زلگا بگرد بردمه از بجمع ابو خاطری وان اب پیش و بنه و افسر خاطری وانه آجیا و گل دیدیا ما گل نخواشی و دیدیا جا بین و گل حبس و زندانش مرهات ما گل نخواشی و دید ام دفسا آن دانا که ام آگره و ناتمرین این حبس و زندان آده پارچه نوش شواتی أمي از حتى سخم از آگری وراك.
An international art exhibition has opened in Sulaymaniyah in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, featuring 90 artists from the 5 countries. Artists from Saudi Arabia, Britain, Jordan, Iraq and Palestine all participated, presenting works which focus around women experiences and situation in society. The exhibition was supported by Iraqi Ishtar Agency. Local artist Sandis Sherwan, who participated with multiple paintings, said, "This is the 3rd time I am participating in a joint exhibition with Ishtar. My own paintings concern women happiness." The exhibition was attended by local dignitaries and political leaders, as well as leading lights in the local artistic and cultural scene. A former volunteer in Northern East Syria has returned to his home country in the UK, where he is giving lessons in the Kurmanji dialect of Kurdish. Matt Bromfield spent 3 years based in the major Kurdish autonomous region, popularly known by its Kurdish name of Rojava, where he worked in the media field as a co-founder of the Rojava Information Center, the region's top independent English language news source. In the course of this work, he gained a fluent working proficiency in Kurmanji. Having returned to UK, Mr. Bromfield continues to work in communication and campaigns around the station in North and East Syria, as well as giving in-person and online tuition to students, including NGO staff, academics, and others aiming to travel to the work in Kurdistan. He told Medyanews, "I believe I'm the only native English speaker in the UK giving lessons in Kurmanji Kurdish. I am passionate about sharing my love of this long repressed and little talked language with learners in London and across the world who are welcome to visit my Gumtree advert to learn more."